All right, so back in the bathroom, we just disconnected the drain and the supplies, and so we did that so that this tub would be free. There's nothing that should be holding on this tub now that's plumbing or electrical. And so what I'm going to do before we start ripping this tub out is I'm going to cut the rest of this drywall out. And so you don't have to cut this high. I know this is how high we want to go. This is something you just have to plan out. I'm planning on replacing all this sheetrock back here, and you might need to replace either the sheetrock or replace it with a backer board for your tile. And so basically what we're going to do is I marked a line right here. I'm going to use a multi-tool to cut this. And so this is made by Dremel, and basically it's just a little oscillating tool, and it can cut a really straight line compared to just using a utility knife, so that when we meet our drywall back up, we'll have a nice seam right here. And so I got my hearing protection on, and I'm going to wear safety glasses for this, and really just cut the line right here. What you won't see off camera is we'll come all the way around here, we'll cut here, come all the way around, and then we'll actually go all the way down here. And these measurements I got from the tub because I want it to be a certain width, and so that's how much drywall I'm taking on. So here we are. I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to cut the whole line. I like to make a few passes with it, kind of some light scratches to get lower and lower, but eventually you're going to go all the way through the sheetrock, and then it'll come off pretty clean. So I'm going to finish it up. Okay, so as you can see, we just ripped out our drywall here, and notice the cut that we got. This is a pretty clean cut, and we went all the way through with the multi-tool, and it's probably the cleanest way you can do that. I would really advise not using a circular saw or a reciprocating saw, because notice here, so just some electric wires that we have. If this had been a really long blade, we could have easily gone through that and nicked that. What's also nice about this is this really doesn't do any damage to the wood structure, and so we can go all the way in and really only just put a little score in that. So this is the safest and probably one of the most effective ways to remove drywall, and it gets us a really clean cut here. So what we have to do here now is we just have to remove this surround, and typically this stuff is just glued up. If you have tile, if you have something else, then it's going to be a little bit more intensive. But basically I just get back here with a putty knife and a hammer, and it should come right off. So I'm going to start here in the corner, try to get under there. Coming pretty easy, so that's really nice. And so under there a little bit more, and you can see it's just gonna fold on back, and then I have a handhold I can just pull it. So as you can see, we got glue back here, and then the caulk was holding it on. So there's not much holding this stuff on. Some construction adhesive. So this is another reason why we had to remove all this, so we didn't damage those as we pulled them out. Alright, that's it. And so basically we're going to finish the demo here. We're going to rip this sheetrock out. We've already cut the line up here, but we have to mark a line down here, come all the way down with our multi-tool, and then rip this sheetrock out, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so we just finished removing our tub surround, and then we came in and we cut the drywall out. And as you can see, basically what was happening was the drywall was actually sitting on top of the tub. And so it would be nice if we could really just remove the tub and leave the drywall, but it was actually sitting down on top of this and sitting down right here, so there would be no way for us to actually lift the tub out. Besides that, we did get some water damage here, which is pretty typical. But from here on, we pretty much, this is a cast iron tub, or so we think, and so it is pretty heavy. So you have two choices. If you're trying to save the tub, then you can get a lot of people and you can help lift it out of this this hole, but be very careful. They are very heavy. If you have a steel tub, they'll be a little bit lighter, and if you have acrylic, or fiberglass tub, then they're pretty light, and one or two people can handle those. But this one is a big old cast iron one. If you can't remove it and you don't want to save it, then you can actually take a sledgehammer. A lot of people will put a blanket down and then basically just break it up. The cast iron is strong and heavy, but it is also brittle. So we're going to try to lift it up and get it out of here. So we're going to probably cut filming here, and we'll bring in the film team, and they're going to help us lift it out. But we'll let you know how it goes, and maybe we'll have to break it up if we can't get it out. So here goes nothing. Okay, so we got our tub out, as you can tell. It was tough, but we got it out all in one piece. We're all safe. We have all of our fingers. And so biggest thing there is just be safe when you're moving something that big. If we didn't have as strong a team as we did, we might have had to broken it up. But now we'll probably be able to donate it to Habitat Restore or someone else who would want it. It's a good tub, just very heavy and a little bit older. So let's just take a look at what we have left. We got all the way to the studs, so that's good because our next tub is actually going to be attached to the studs as well. Just take a look here at what we have. We almost fell through this while we were working, and so it looks like there is a little bit of water damage, which is something that you will probably see in a lot of the bathrooms that you'll do. And this is also a case of when they cut this hole out, they didn't add any blocking here. And so, yes, it does look like there's water damage, but more so I would say there's no 2x4, 2x6, 2x8 here to hold this up. And that's really the issue. There's a stud here, and a joist here, and then a joist right here. So as you can feel here, there's a little bit of flex. But here there's a lot, and so this is kind of one of the biggest steps you'll need to take when after you do your demo is assess the damage that was done either by water, poor construction, or just age. And so for here what we're going to do is we're going to put some 2x6 or 2x8 blocking underneath this to really support this. And as you can see here, we actually have two different levels of floor. So we have kind of the existing subfloor 3/4 inch plywood, but then we have a layer of hardwood here. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to add another layer of 3/4 inch plywood, and we're going to put that on, put glue in between the sheets, and then screw it down. And so we wouldn't be able to do that if this floor were really, really bad. But because we only have a limited amount of damage right here, we'll be able to put an extra block in here. And then we'll be able to just put our sheet over top of this, which will be nice because it'll bring it up to the correct level that we need. So that's all we're going to be able to do for today. We're going to do this off camera. And when we come back tomorrow, you guys will be able to put in the tub and we'll be ready for sheetrock. Thanks for watching our video. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can get updated on all our newest videos. Also, go ahead and click the links below so you can see our social media profiles as well as our website.